I don't know about that.
All right. So the SEC has lost their cases against Grayscale. They lost their case against Ripple. The Ripple case was a few weeks ago, right? I think the Grayscale case
Yeah.
just recently happened. Um, and what does this mean for crypto? What does this mean for the SEC? Well, first of all, um, groups that the SEC has gone after obviously are feeling a lot better because it seems like the SEC doesn't know what they're doing. Um, this would include Coinbase, Binance, and others. Um, Second of all, I think this is, from a political standpoint, big problem for Gensler and his crew, especially as the U.S. elections approach, because this is a government organization, and so they have, a budget. Well, they have a financial budget, and obviously they have like a political power budget. And when you just lose cases over and over again, and these cases cost millions and millions of dollars to prosecute,
Mm.
um, Congress and others start looking at this group and the people who are currently running it and start saying maybe it's time for a change here, right?
Yeah.
I think that would be good, certainly, because the current SEC regime seems to be very, I don't know if anti-crypto is the right word, but they're very, it's just not, they're not giving good guidance in any sense of what to do if you want to try to follow the rules. It seems like following the rules is hurting people. And if you don't want to follow the rules, I think it's a lot clearer what you need to do. So the SEC really, whether they're doing it on purpose or not, they're really encouraging bad behavior in the crypto space. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, sort of.
Sort of. Oh, or what do you
Yeah.
think?
No, I mean, like, I feel like not that many people care about the SEC anymore. Cause like, I don't know, like whatever we do, like they try to pick something, and they like try to do the lawsuit against anything.
Yeah. So it's just kind of built
Yeah.
in. It's a built-in assumption that the SEC is not going to like what you're doing no matter what.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But they seem, when you try to work with them, they seem to use it against you. Because if you just ignore them completely, they don't have a lot to go on in terms of how they're going to attack you. But
Yeah.
if you're like a Coinbase or a Binance and you try to work with them, then they just turn around and stab you in the back and say, hey, according to all the documents you filed, blah, 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 right? And they use it as evidence against you in court. So,
Oh yeah.
in that sense, I think they're encouraging, well, I don't know if you would call it bad behavior. Maybe it's good behavior. Maybe you shouldn't be trying to work with the SEC. Maybe that's the lesson here. Maybe Gensler is the hero we needed all along, saying, hey, if you work with us, we'll prosecute you. So act more illegally.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that's the strategy going forward. I had this later in the show notes here, but the SEC also, in their case against Binance, has done something they very rarely do. I guess maybe they've never done it before, which is that they've filed documents to the court under seal, so they're not public record. In their case against Binance, why they're doing this, there really isn't good reason for the SEC to be filing documents under seal. That's usually something you would see the FBI do, right? Or the CIA.
Yeah.
Or, those people in Abu Ghraib, military intelligence type stuff, right?
Yeah.
Normally they would do that because they don't want to disclose how they got certain types of information, would disclose their spies or whatever. And so a lot of people are speculating that this is because there's separate investigations from intelligence agencies or other criminal prosecutorial agencies like the FBI against Binance. And so these groups have given Binance some information, or have given the SEC some information in their case against Binance, but they cannot say how they got it.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, this is just, in my opinion, it's just like, for whatever reason, the U.S. government allows their agencies to file documents in court that are not public record. And at first they did it because of terrorism, 9/11, etc., the anniversary of which is coming up. But as soon as they did that to catch Osama bin Laden, of course they're going to start doing it to catch whoever they can. It's just another tool for them to use. They were never going to just use it against terrorists, right? So, Patriot Act BS. I mean, who's to say they didn't just use the Patriot Act to have the Palantir orb hack CZ's phone, right? Because they could just do that, I'm sure. Prism, SSL added and removed here, type stuff, Snowden stuff. So who knows? But yeah, just more evidence the SEC becoming more and more evil, I suppose. Now using tactics usually reserved by military intelligence, torturing people in Egypt.
So
right.
do you think Binance is doing such a bad thing?
Oh, I don't know.